Welcome back to the channel, and to kick off 2024 we've got some exciting news. OpenTofu, the open source alternative to Terraform, is now production ready. That's right, OpenTofu has matured from a community reaction to a fully fledged open source project ready to drive production infrastructure. So let's have a quick recap on how we got here and what the OpenTofu project has accomplished to make this a reality. It's hard to believe that the OpenTofu journey has reached this point after just 4 months. In August last year, HashiCorp announced a controversial shift in their licensing model for all of their core products, including Terraform, to a business source license, or BSL. So Terraform going forward will not be open source. And this raises many concerns about future changes that might have unknown consequences to companies that have heavily invested in the Terraform ecosystem. Just a few days after the HashiCorp announcement, a group known back then as OpenTF came together. It was made up of several of the leading SaaS companies in the infrastructure as code industry, including Spacelift, and it was formed as a direct response to HashiCorp's licensing change. And it had one simple objective: to keep Terraform open source forever, even if that meant forking the project. Terraform was forked a short time later, and the GitHub repo was made public in September. And towards the end of September, the project was officially launched as OpenTofu and joined the Linux Foundation.
We have an announcement for a new project called OpenTofu. That's right. This is a drop-in replacement for Terraform. It's open source. It is neutrally housed at the Linux Foundation and hits that sweet spot of open source and open governance.
Joining the Foundation ensures a truly open source tool with impartial governance and community oversight. The next few months saw a staggering amount of work stabilizing the code base, resolving compatibility issues, implement test frameworks, and get OpenTofu ready for production release. This led to the first stable release candidate being released on the 20th of December, just in time for Christmas. And now all that hard work has paid off, as OpenTofu have just landed their first stable GA release. So let's look at some of the other developments and new things that you might have missed in the last couple of weeks that's made all this possible. As of last month, the number of downloads off the GitHub releases page had surpassed 31,000. GitHub stars on the main repo has risen to over 17,000. We've seen over 1,000 GitHub issues and pull requests, and the team working on those is also growing, with up to 6 people working full-time on the OpenTofu project, plus an ever-growing number of community members working on valuable contributions too. So let's look at a couple of other milestones that OpenTofu's achieved, starting with packaging. Being able to offer hosted package repos for the top OSs is essential for getting OpenTofu adopted and helping users stay updated. OpenTofu is now super easy to install on all major flavors of Linux thanks to BuildKite. BuildKite have sponsored hosting of the RPM and deb package repos. So simply set up the repo, install the package, and you're good to go. If Snapcraft is more your thing, then OpenTofu is available as a snap package. Simply snap install with the -- classic flag. If you're a Mac user, then the easiest way to install OpenTofu is through Homebrew, and a portable binary is also available for Linux and Windows. The other bit of big news from the OpenTofu camp is that the public module registry is now stable. Back around the time when OpenTofu first launched, HashiCorp made some changes to their usage policy around the Terraform registry, and that would have potentially caused issues for non-Terraform users. This meant that OpenTofu needed its own hosted registry that would maintain compatibility and ensure distribution of all the modules and providers that we all depend on. An interim registry was rolled out with the alpha release last year, but now the official OpenTofu public registry has been launched and is hosted using Cloudflare to ensure uptime and performance. The new registry is itself also open source with a publicly documented API. If you want to take a deeper dive into the module registry, then check out the GitHub repository. As well as stabilizing the code base, the team at OpenTofu have been putting in a lot of work to maturing the documentation. Good documentation is key to the longevity and adoption of any open source project, and the OpenTofu website now hosts a comprehensive set of documentation that covers the CLI, the language, and provisioning guides. This helps seasoned Terraform users migrate from Terraform over to OpenTofu, but also new users looking to manage their infrastructure with OpenTofu. Now, OpenTofu is a stable production-ready tool. Many companies are already embracing it. Spacelift is an infrastructure as code management platform that allows you to manage your workflows based on Ansible, Kubernetes, Terraform, and now supports OpenTofu natively. Not only that, but as one of the founding companies of the OpenTofu project, Spacelift has recently announced that it is now offering commercial support for OpenTofu. Links will all be down in the description, so go check that out. Also, check out this video here if you want to learn more about OpenTofu, specifically migrating from Terraform to OpenTofu, and subscribe to the channel to keep updated with all the latest OpenTofu happenings. In the meantime, smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. I'm Craig Dunn, developer advocate over at Spacelift, wishing you a very happy new year.